Look closely at this symbol. If you have to guess right now, what do you think you're looking at? A piece of art? A prehistoric doodle? A random piece of ancient graffiti left by a bored caveman? Hold that thought, because the reality is far more mind-blowing. You aren't looking at a piece of art. You are looking at a 70,000-year-old data storage drive. The exact microsecond the human mind created abstract information out of absolute nothingness. This wasn't a piece of art to be admired. It was a warning code. And the people who left it didn't write it for their tribe. They wrote it for you. 70,000 years ago, deep inside the suffocating chambers of the Blombos Cave in South Africa, a human picked up a block of iron-rich red ochre stone. What they did next was going to alter the human brain forever. For thousands of generations before this moment, humans only recorded what they could see with their eyes. A mammoth, a deer, a weapon. It was literal representation. But this person did something that shouldn't have been possible. They drew intersecting lines, a crosshatch pattern, a pattern that does not exist anywhere in nature. To anthropologists, this is the ultimate glitch in human evolution. It represents the exact microsecond the human mind moved from copying reality to storing an abstract concept outside of our biological bodies. This is the true birth of external information processing, the world's first operating system. But as humans mastered this abstract language, the code took a much darker turn. Look at this print from 70,000 years ago. This isn't a normal human hand. The person who made this intentionally manipulated their fingers against the stone to mimic the lethal claws of an apex predator. This wasn't a casual stamp. They were using the stone medium to execute a digital-level transformation, altering their human identity, hacking their avatar on the wall, and turning themselves into a predator. Why did they do it? Why risk absolutely everything to venture into the deepest, most suffocating, oxygen-deprived chambers of the earth, just to scratch lines into stone? Think about the legendary Schoningen spears or the deep art forts of Europe. These deep cave systems were death traps. One wrong step in the pitch black meant a broken leg and a slow death in the dark. Yet they crawled through holes the size of a coffin. They weren't decorating their living rooms. They lived at the cave mouths, not in the deep dark. They went deep because they understood a fundamental law of physics. Everything on the surface decays. Wood rots. Leather dissolves. Flesh turns to dust. They were deliberately utilizing the Earth's crust as a high-security, permanent data vault. They were encrypting messages meant specifically for an audience that wouldn't be born for 70,000 years. They weren't talking to their neighbors. They were screaming across deep time, directly at us. Think about it. If our civilization collapsed tomorrow, every single server, hard drive, and cloud network we own would rot into useless plastic and rust within a century. Every piece of our data will vanish. The only thing that will survive 70,000 years from now is a deep scratch on a stone wall. If you had to crawl into a deep cave right now to leave just one single symbol to warn the next intelligent species about human history, what would you draw? Tell me in the comments below. Because here is the ultimate payoff. The human brain has not evolved a single millimeter since that hashtag was carved. The biological hardware is identical. The exact neural pathways you are using right now to decode the pixels on your screen are the exact same pathways those ancient humans used to interpret the marks on the rock. We never actually stopped writing code on walls. We just made the walls microscopic. We made them out of silicon, and we ran electricity through them. Your smartphone isn't a modern invention. It's just a highly advanced, electrified cave wall. But the mystery doesn't end in South Africa. If this was just a localized glitch, we could dismiss it. But it isn't. As archaeologists mapped deep cave networks across Spain, France, Indonesia, and Australia, they found something impossible. Tens of thousands of years ago, separated by vast oceans and thousands of miles of impassable terrain, completely isolated groups of humans who had absolutely zero contact with each other started writing the exact same 32 geometric characters. It wasn't random. It was a standardized universal code. A prehistoric internet written on the very bones of the planet. It's as if the human subconscious was globally syncing to the exact same operating system at the exact same time. They were frantically uploading their data into nature's most permanent hard drive, knowing that an apocalypse, the end of the Ice Age, was coming to erase their world from the surface. They locked the data away in the deep vaults, waiting for someone to find the key. We think we are the authors of the digital age, but the reality is, we just finally learned how to read the screen.
Our ancient ancestors successfully passed their abstract code through ice ages, volcanic winter, and societal collapse, straight into our digital hands. They proved that data outlives empires.